on this edition of My Classic Car. We'll visit the Falcon Club of America's National Convention. We'll go for a ride with a most unusual Club MCC member. And we'll tour the shop of legendary hot rod builder Boyd Coddington.
Hi, this is Dennis Gage. Welcome to another edition of My Classic Car. Today we're in the beautiful Rocky Mountains at Beaver Run Resort here in Breckenridge, Colorado for the Falcon Club of America's 19th National Convention. Over 170 Falcons and their owners have flown in from around the country for this three-day event. Ford's small family car has enjoyed increased popularity over the past few years, which probably explains this year's record attendance at the convention, which is being hosted by the Mile High Chapter. Joining me now is Ms. Judy Scott, National Convention Coordinator. Judy, what a beautiful place to have an event.
It is a great place. The ski parking lot here at Beaver Run offers opportunity to handle all these cars that have shown up.
You know, the facilities are great, and the turnout is fantastic.
It is. We've been really surprised at the number of people that have shown up.
Well, I've never seen more Falcons gathered in one place.
It's the record attendance for any of the Nationals,
and
this is the 19th.
So tell me, how do these little birds like flying at this high altitude?
Well, they need a little extra water, and some of them had to come a little slower and limp a little.
But it's great that they came, and the turnout is beautiful. The quality of the cars is great. Now, I notice you're wearing this armband here. Is that the official Mile High Chapter armband?
Yes, it is. We had a Western theme, and this identifies the Mile High Chapter members.
I've seen those before. They're not typically worn there, but, well, anyway. Now, you do some other things besides just the car show at this event. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a Scenic Tour tomorrow, an opportunity for the Falcons to get out and cruise around in the valley and ride a chairlift and take advantage of the beautiful views from up on top.
Well, I think it's a beautiful place to have a convention. Did you just apply with the National Club and...
Well, our Mile High Chapter decided that we'd like to host one and have it in the mountains. And so we presented to the Nationals 3 years ago, and so for 2 years we've been working on getting ready for this event here today.
Well, it'd be hard to turn this one down. Now, where is it next year?
It'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So you spread it around.
Yes.
Well, these are great little cars. They're a lot of fun to drive, and this is a great place to drive them too.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for having us, Judy.
Thanks for coming.
We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back to My Classic Car and the Falcon National Convention here in breathtaking Breckenridge, Colorado. Last season, we launched Club MCC, our national car club, to bring the hobby together and preserve it for future generations. Since then, the club has been extremely well received by thousands of members across the U.S. and Canada. We love traveling the country and talking to fellow club members. And a while back, we met one in particular that was truly a hot dog behind the wheel.
Hi, I'm Stephen Dale, and welcome to this week's Club MCC Spotlight. You know, the club has been attracting car nuts from all over the country. We're in Carson City, Nevada this week because when I heard about Bud, I just had to come and meet him.
Hello?
Hi, is Bud here?
Yeah, he's here. Come on in.
Gladly. Well, Bill, I can't wait to see this dog drive. I've seen dogs do lots of things.
Hey.
Drive a car is not
Bud,
one
come
of them.
here. Well, he drives pretty good now.
Does he?
Here.
Has he ever gotten a ticket? This is the truck, huh?
This is it. This is his personal car. Get over.
Let me hop there in the back.
Go ahead and get in the back now.
Granny Clampett seat back here. Believe it or not, Bud is the third dog Bill has trained to drive this car. Bud and his predecessors have appeared in parades, local cruises, and on national and international television programs. How long has he been driving?
Him?
Yeah.
He's 4 years old.
Not today, I mean like...
He's 4 years old, and this is about the third year he's driving.
Third year he's been driving? Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Oh, this is right.
Bud, are we almost there? Are you looking at the map?
It's the first time I've ever been chauffeured around by a dog. My chauffeur, Bud.
You will go in there and gamble a little bit at the Nugget?
We could gamble a little bit, I guess, but, you know, if you lose your shirt, well, you still got hair. I'm sure glad Bud's a good driver because he was a lousy poker player. I mean, we didn't have anything left for the valet.
I can't believe it. I got a stiff by a dog.
As a canine, he's a better driver than some people I know.
I think he is. He's had a little more education than the rest of them as far as driving is concerned.
Well, he's 4, so actually he's 28 years old. In dog years.
Yeah. So he's past that smart out of Gage.
Yeah, he's mature enough. He's not a radical teenager. Where are we going, Bud? I think Bud needs to make a pit stop.
You got to go. Come on.
This could take a few minutes. He had a lot to drink at the casino.
All right, come here. Back in your car. Here. Back in your car. In the Ford.
Feel better now?
You feel better, huh?
Okay.
Hey, watch where you're going.
What's the road? Well, thanks for the ride, Bud. I had a blast. You know, I love meeting Club MCC members. You're always going to have a good time. So if you're a car nut of the 2- or 4-legged variety, then Club MCC is the place for you. Right, Bill?
Right.
Right, Bud?
Right.
Okay. I'm Stephen Dale, and we'll see you on the next Club MCC Spotlight.
The Falcon Club of America's National Convention was hosted by the Mile High Chapter in beautiful Breckenridge, Colorado at the cozy Beaver Run Resort. Hundreds of great falcons, the warm mountain air, and one of the friendliest groups of folks you'll find anywhere made for a near-perfect event. The Falcon was manufactured from 1960 through 69 and was a strong seller until it was replaced by the Maverick in 1970. Today it enjoys a dedicated following, which was evident in Breckenridge, as a record 231 cars registered for the Nationals. Dave, this thing is just too sweet. This is a 63 Falcon Squire wagon.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis.
Now, how many years did they make this?
They started making it in '62 and made it for about 4 years.
Well, it's a pseudo-woody. It's not really wood. What is that?
Right, that's a vinyl wood grain. It's an adhesive made by 3M.
Well, you got a lot of other neat options here. The luggage rack, was that factory?
Yeah, it's got a factory luggage rack. It also has a factory back window, power back window, factory air conditioning.
Just a power back window.
Right, the rest of the windows still got hand cranks on them.
Well, that's interesting. Now, 63, it's actually a 63 and a half because you've got
I've
the
got the
260 V8.
I got the V in there, yeah. Let's take a look.
That's a nice little engine. Now, what do you have as a transmission to back that up?
Well, they only put it with the 2-speed automatic, or you can get a 4-speed, but not many family wagons come with 4 speeds.
Kind of a waste of a good V8.
Yeah.
But this thing is beautiful. And you drove it here?
Yes, 1,400 miles.
So this is a driver.
It's a driver.
Made to be driven.
Oh, you can't have fun with your car unless you're driving it, and don't believe in trailers.
You're my kind of guy. Thanks so much, Dave.
Thanks, Dennis.
So, Roy, you're actually the founder of the Falcon Club of America.
Yes, sir.
When did you establish it?
1979.
That was a while ago.
It's about close to 20 years, 19 years ago.
Now, what gave you the notion to do it?
Well, I was in another car club, and then when they quit making convertibles in the 70s, I decided I wanted one, and I bought a little Falcon, and when I started working on it, everybody laughed at me for fixing a Falcon, so I felt like there was a need for a club. I thought maybe someday we might get 40 or 50 members, but now it's a nationwide club with 8,000 member-wise,
That's
with
amazing.
over 3,000 active members.
Well, you've had a few Falcons. In fact, you got one right here. What do we have here?
We're looking at a little 68 Futura, 4-door sedan, pretty well loaded out with options, V8, automatic air, steering, deluxe wheel covers, vinyl roof, white walls.
About everything you could put on a Falcon.
Almost everything you could get on one of these.
And you've restored this one yourself?
I restored this one myself.
Pretty much back to original.
Pretty back to original as close as possible.
Now, how many Falcons have you had over there?
I've had approximately 30.
That's a few.
That's just a few.
You must like them.
I kind of love them.
Well, when you
Sure do.
started all this, did you think it'd grow to this at all?
Never dreamed of it. Never dreamed of it. I didn't know there's that many Falconeers out there, I guess you'd say.
I guess so. Well, you're truly a visionary, and you got a great thing going here, Roy.
I understand you got a nice one.
I do. Actually, my wife does. She always makes me say it's hers. It's not mine, but it's a 63 Futura convertible.
Well, that sounds nice.
It is nice.
Maybe we can get you involved and get you at the next meet with it.
Oh, you count on it. Kathy, a 64 Sprint convertible. Nice lines. I like it.
Oh, yes. What you're looking at is a 1964 Falcon Sprint convertible,
Now
V8.
and with the Sprint, you got a special interior, the bucket seats.
That's correct.
And a few other trim options. But,
Yes.
But what also was stock with it was that bad little 260 V8.
That's correct. It's definitely a 260 V8. We restored it to the original stock condition. What you're looking at, we did a lot of research.
So those valve covers would have been stock in 64?
That's correct. It was special chrome package that you ordered.
Air cleaner also?
Air cleaner as well.
But you've pretty much taken this thing down and brought it back up as if she came off the line.
That's correct.
Now you've trailered it here because it's
Yes.
really kind of a...
Well, we're from Grass Valley, California, and Breckenridge, Colorado is over 1,000 miles away, and this is a 3.5-year restoration job, and this is her maiden voyage as far as that far of a mileage. So we wanted to make sure that it was, came in good condition, so we trailered her this time. We normally drive it, but this time it's been trailered. She purrs like a kitten.
Well, you've done a beautiful job and turned it into really a piece of history here.
Yes, what you're looking at is totally original, right off the showroom
That
floor.
is wonderful. Kathy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
She's a beauty.
Thank you.
Well, Althea, you're not only the owner of one of my favorite vehicles here, the 65 Ranchero, but you're also a board of directors member
right.
for the Falcon Club of America. Now, you've been a member for a long time.
A long time, since I was 10 years old.
10 years old, 5, 6 years.
Yeah,
so-
just a few.
Now, this is your car. You've even named it.
Mine.
Good
Mine.
name, good name. But it was originally your dad's, is that right? And did you have to talk him into getting it to begin with?
Yeah, it had an original owner that I fell in love with it when I was a little kid because of the color and everything. So I talked him into buying it, and he drove it a few years before he finally gave it to me.
How long have you had it?
About 5 years now.
Now, what is this color combo?
It's tropical turquoise with Wimbledon white.
Tropical turquoise, Wimbledon white. Original scheme?
Ford colors.
It is just beautiful. Now,
Thank you.
They didn't make many of these, did they?
990 of this deluxe model.
And the deluxe gave it what?
It comes with a V8 engine, the two-tone paint, and the bucket seats.
Well, what is the engine? Let's have a look at it.
It's a 289 V8 with an automatic transmission.
Very nice. And I see air conditioning?
Just added last week to make the trip.
Just for the trip. And where'd it come from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee, Music City.
That's right.
Well, I admire you for bringing it out here. It's just a beautiful car. And would you? You wouldn't give it to me, would you?
No way.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, I couldn't name it mine then.
No way. Mine.
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 Thanks, Althea.
Thanks, Dennis.
Welcome back to My Classic Car. Our feature this week is an encore presentation of an interview we did a few years ago with the legendary Boyd Coddington. In fact, a few of you may remember Boyd appearing in the original pilot series. Since then, Boyd has had his ups and downs, but he remains one of the icons of hot rodding, and the work that he and his staff turn out never seems to go out of style.
Some people consider the hot rods built by Boyd Coddington to be works of technical brilliance. Others consider them simply works of art. The truth is, they're both. Over the last 20 years, Boyd's creations have reached legendary status. Boyd started Hot Rods by Boyd in 1978 in a 3-car garage behind his modest home. He quickly became known for his creative designs and uncompromising attention to detail. But in 1981, Boyd's business and reputation were launched to new heights when he produced his first winner of the Oakland Roadster Show. Boyd Coddington's office is filled with model cars and other collectibles that reveal the youthful enthusiasm and creativity of a man who builds works of art that just happen to be hot rods.
So Boyd, tell me, how does a guy from a small town in Idaho become one of the biggest names in hot rodding? Tell me the story.
Well, I think there's a lot to the story. A lot of it is desire and wanting to do something. Growing up in Idaho, I always watched the guys with the hot rods and the older people, and I loved them. Okay, and so then I got into it and started working on them when I was in, before high school and during high school, and then went and served about a year or so in trade tech, where I studied body shop, and then from there I went to Salt Lake City, where I served as apprenticeship for machinist, and kind of did both things. Worked in a body shop and worked as an apprentice machinist too. And then, but all that time, I knew I wanted to come to California because of the cars. So about 1967, I got in my car and drove down here and went down the beach to see where all the hot rods and stuff were, and found out they weren't there. It wasn't as many as I thought. and went around the different shops, really, I mean, just loving it, you know, okay, and really, like I said, a desire and really wanting to do it. And after a short time I worked at Western Gear Company as a machinist, I got on Disneyland, which is an excellent job as a machinist, and at that time I had the opportunity to work part-time on the hot rods. And then in 1978 we formed a company called Hot Rods by Boyd, and it all took off then. And I've had excellent people to work with, good employees, good customers, and it just kind of took off. And so,
well, you certainly build some of the most beautiful rods in the world, and I'm anxious to go down to the shop and see where it all takes place.
Yeah, we can do that in a couple minutes. You bet.
Can't wait. Let's do it.
You bet.
Well, Boyd, this is quite a shop you got here. One thing, it's spotless, and you got more than a few works in progress. Tell me about a couple of them.
Okay, here's actually a car we're doing for a gentleman in New York. It's a 37 Cabriolet. It's all steel. It's a Club Cabriolet. This car we're doing for a gentleman in Reno, Nevada. It's an all-steel 32 3-window, which will be done here in the next couple weeks. This is an interesting car. This is a 1933 Roadster we're doing for Michael Anthony of the Van Halen band.
I'm sure he'll love it.
He'll love it. Yeah, he's really into hot rods and rock and roll. So he's really
good combo. Good combo.
Good big kick out of that. And of course, this is one we're real proud of. This is one that we did last year for won the Oakland Roadster Show. This is a DuPont Smoothster, and it belongs to Fred Warren from Warren, Ohio. The body was all hand fabricated. The fenders, everything on this car was fabricated. I mean, except for the tires.
All aluminum?
Yeah. It's got a Corvette front and rear suspension. It's got an LT1 motor. It's got an all leather interior. Very, very nice. I'll show you the motor here. We've taken a Corvette LT1 and cleaned it up quite a bit with our own cover and stuff. You can see that it's all highly detailed.
Very understated, very, very clean. Mm-hmm. One of the things you're known for, all your cars are known for, is the detail, and just everything is perfect in this car.
Yeah, sometimes it's harder to make them look simple like this and cluttered up, but
sure it is.
Works out real well for us.
Well, Boyd, this truly is a work of art, and I thank you so much for having us in. You do some nice work.
Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for coming by and see us.
My Classic Car will be right back from the Rockies right after this.
Well, we've come to the end of another show. Our thanks to the Falcon Club of America, the Mile High Chapter, and all the enthusiastic Falcon owners here in Breckenridge, Colorado. We had a blast.